Let's talk about something that I think hits close to home for so many of us. It's about the waters in our own backyards. Those ponds, lakes, and reservoirs where maybe you spent your summers. Places that hold a special kind of memory. Just think back for a moment. I bet a lot of us have these memories of local waters that were just vibrant. They were clear and teeming with life. Places you could go and skip stones and actually see them hit the bottom.
But that picture, well, it's fading. For way too many communities, the reality today looks more like this. Just a thick, green, gross blanket of algae that's literally choking the life out of the water. It turns a spot you used to love into a place you have to avoid.
And this isn't some far-off, abstract environmental problem. It's a personal loss. I mean, this quote just says it all, doesn't it? That feeling of watching a place that was a huge part of your childhood just disappear. And the really sad part? This story is repeating itself all over the country.
This is about so much more than just polluted water. For a lot of towns and cities, these dying waters, well, they really represent the loss of the community's heart, a place that brought people together for generations.
So that personal story from one hometown, yeah, it's not some isolated incident. When you start to look at the data, it becomes incredibly clear that we are facing a national crisis. And the numbers, honestly, are startling.
Get this, in just 1 month, the state of Massachusetts reported over 30 harmful algae blooms. That's not a rare event, it's a pattern, and we're seeing it spread everywhere.
And this isn't just an ecological issue. It has a huge economic impact. A single algae bloom event on the West Coast cost the Dungeness crab industry nearly $100 million in lost revenue. That's a direct hit to local economies, to real families.
The problem also goes deeper than what we can even see. It reaches right into our tap water. At least 73 million Americans are getting their water from systems contaminated with these so-called forever chemicals at levels that the EPA says are unsafe.
So what exactly are we talking about with these blooms? They're called harmful algal blooms, or HABs for short. And basically, it's when certain kinds of algae just grow completely out of control, and some of them release toxins that are dangerous to pretty much every living thing around them.
And the result of all that? All across the country, from reservoirs in Utah to the bays on Long Island, these official warnings are becoming alarmingly common. And the message is stark and it's clear. Stay away from the water.
Man, it's a pretty bleak picture, right? But what if the answer wasn't about fighting nature with a bunch of harsh chemicals, but actually working with it? That's where we start to find a new kind of hope.
This is where innovation comes in. There's a company called Floating Island International, and they've developed a technology that basically mimics and speeds up nature's own cleaning processes. It's called RAM.
So RAM stands for Reduction of Aquatic Methane, but really what it does is act like a revitalization system for water. It is completely sustainable, it uses zero chemicals, and it works by bringing back two of the most critical things for a healthy lake: circulation and oxygen.
Okay, so how does it work? The best way to think about it is like giving a lake a brand new pair of lungs. The system first pulls up that dead, stagnant, oxygen-starved water from the bottom. Then it infuses that water with life-giving oxygen using just simple turbulence and bubbles. And here's the genius part. That oxygen kickstarts the lake's own immune system. It fuels the good bacteria that break down all the gunk that the algae feeds on. And finally, it circulates that healthy, revitalized water everywhere. It's just a beautifully simple idea.
Okay, so the science is really cool, but what does this actually mean for your community, for your neighborhood? This is where it gets really exciting.
The impacts just create this incredible positive ripple effect. It starts by getting rid of those toxic algae blooms and the awful smells that come with them. That, in turn, helps control pests like mosquitoes that love to breed in that stagnant water. And then, suddenly, you have a vibrant habitat again that brings back birds and other wildlife. This stops the mass fish kills, which revives fishing. It even has these structural benefits, like stabilizing the shoreline to prevent erosion, and, this is a big one, it helps the whole community meet its climate goals.
And here's what that looks like in the real world. On the one hand, you've got urban waterways totally transformed into beautiful, natural spaces that improve quality of life and can even raise property values. And on the other hand, you get back that simple, profound joy of a family just being able to fish together again, safely. At its very core, this is all about rebalancing the entire ecosystem. The goal is to shift the whole system away from one that grows algae to one that can support a healthy, thriving food web. Or, as the company puts it, to grow fish, not algae. I love that.
And you know, this healthier ecosystem has another benefit that's totally invisible but absolutely crucial. That oxygen-starved water at the bottom of sick lakes, it releases huge amounts of methane, which is a really potent greenhouse gas. By pumping oxygen down there, these systems stop that methane from ever forming in the first place, giving towns a powerful tool to help meet their climate action goals.
So when you put it all together, what you're really talking about isn't just cleaning up a pond. It's about creating a healthier, more vibrant, and more valuable community for everyone.
It's kind of incredible, isn't it? The answer to so many of these complex problems, from public health and local economies all the way to climate change, could be something this fundamental. Just add oxygen.
This kind of technology proves that reclaiming our dying waters isn't just a dream. It's actually happening. It can bring back wildlife, it can bring back recreation, and it can bring back a sense of community pride. And it leaves you with a really powerful question to think about. What could clean water do for your town?